We're back, friends. The Spectre here again, but I'm not alone. We have a special guest on tonight. He's a dear friend of the Time to Die radio network, and he's known only as the Night Cleaner.
And you are known only as the Spectre. It seems we both have a taste for anonymity.
Indeed, friend. Tell us, what does a night cleaner do exactly?
I'm glad you asked, Mr. Spectre. Only, not really. You see, my employers also have a taste for anonymity. To be perfectly honest, I'm not even sure of the name of my place of work. But what I do is clean up the gristle and the gore after a long day of dissections.
You work in a morgue? How delightfully macabre.
Indeed. It's dreary work, but the nights aren't so terrible if one knows how to pass the time.
And I take it you do?
You take it correctly, sir. Are you a fan of stories, Mr. Spectre?
I dare say I can't get enough of them, and the creepier the better. In fact, we're continuing a particularly thrilling one tonight.
You're a spirit after my own heart. I, too, am a collector of tales. I like to pass the time recounting and sharing the ones I've collected.
Why, that's just fine. And so, radio listeners, if you would like to hear the Night Cleaner's tales, you can find it wherever you get your Time to Die shows. And now, let's return to our own creepy tale. When we last joined our investigators, they were... Night Cleaner, would you care to do the honors?
I'd be delighted. What do you need?
Just read the recap lines here.
Very well. Let's see here. When we last joined our investigators, Elliot Holloway left the Four Seasons to stay at the boarding house near the Beaver Trading Post in Pembine. There, he and Ronnie bumped into Dr. Dorothy Greenbank.
You should add some flourish to her name. It's delightful to say Greenbank.
Apologies, Dr. Dorothy Greenbank.
Splendid. I'm so invested now. Do go on.
They met up with Dr. Dorothy Greenbank and recounted their strange eyewitness accounts.
I got a theory that might interest you.
All right, I'm interested.
A bear.
That's a very possible theory. Admittedly, I was hoping for something a little bit more exciting.
A bear with a gun.
I don't think that's physically possible.
Afterwards, they drove back to the Four Seasons Resort and listened to Dart Vandermeek's side of the story.
I mean, how much did you tell her? You give her the full rundown? I don't know.
He did.
Yes, the hands glass.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I light up another cigarette. Yeah, so it looked like the glass kind of almost like fogged over and there were these handprints in it.
Vandermeek and Greenbank went to chat with the general manager of the Four Seasons.
I just wanted to make my presence known before I started poking around at anything.
Well, and if I see anything weird, I'll make sure to let you know. But I'm kind of working with a theory that it's probably some kids or something of the like, because, well, it's pretty boring up here.
And soon, all four investigators regrouped to find the pieces of shattered glass in the Four Seasons dumpsters out back.
Oh, I hear something.
It's in the bin with the towels.
It's always the last place you look.
With the glass located, they agreed to continue their investigation at a later time. And that night, while the doctor, the bartender, and the jazz musician enjoyed their time at the Four Seasons Palm Lounge, Elliot Holloway returned to his room at the Beaver Trading Post, where he encountered an unpleasant surprise.
So you can see that the snow is making impressions, but you can't see anything making them. And you look and you can see that the snow is painted red. And
oh dear,
there's a mound sort of laying there. You notice that there is a well-laundered suit and a lot of blood, just a tremendous amount of blood. And then the next thing you know, it's summer. And you're coming back through the woods, and you know this area like the back of your hand. And there's this bald man out front, and he's chopping wood, and he slaps you across the face, and then grabs you by your hair and begins to drag you inside, and you can feel your pants getting warm as you wet yourself, and you're being dragged into this cabin, and you're screaming and you're pleading and you're begging, and then you wake up incredibly cold next to this body.
I need help. There's a man down out here. It looks like he's suffered incredible injuries. I need help, quick. Call the police if you can.
Well told, friend. Tell it any better and I might be out of a job.
It would sure beat cleaning after cadavers. But my employers are the jealous types. I have to assume they're always listening.
Well, if they are, I hope they enjoy our continuation of the Devil's Antlers.
We will actually open with a fairly reoccurring dream that you have, Dorothy. You walk into your home and it's still decorated the way that it was in the early 1940s, and you see your sturdy mustachioed husband, and he's bustling over some dishes, and he turns around and he looks at you and he says, oh, hey, how was your day?
It was pretty good, Alfred. How was yours?
Oh, not too bad. Went for a walk. Got a letter today, though.
What kind of letter? Is it something from Madison again? God knows they're always trying to get you.
No, it's, well, I guess, since the draft office is in Madison, I guess, it would be from Madison. Because, I got drafted.
Alfred. Pacific or Europe? Not that it makes a difference.
Going to the Pacific. You know how I love boats.
Can I see the letter? I don't.
He will walk over to the counter and he'll grab the letter and he'll set it on the table in front of you. And as you look at the letter, you then look up at the chair and you see Elliot Holloway sitting in the chair across from you. Your husband acknowledges him as well, but he doesn't seem surprised by this. Like, he's just ambivalent to it almost. But Elliot, you seem rather surprised to be in this place right now.
Oh yeah, that's pretty weird. Like, am I like sentient in this dream?
Yeah, no, you're fully cognizant. You can say whatever you want. You are there.
Holy shit, I don't even know what to fucking say, dude.
Elliot?
Yes. Dr. Greenbank?
Well, which one? Right now there's 2 Dr. Greenbanks.
Yes, of course, pardon me. You, Dorothy, it's nice to see you. I wasn't expecting to be here, but, you know, I just happened to drop by.
I wasn't expecting to see you here either. Alfred, do you know Elliot?
No. But, I mean, I guess I kind of do, because I'm a figment of your imagination.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Boy, this town sure is strange. I look at my watch and, what's it say as the time on there?
Late afternoon, let's say 3:45.
And, yeah, I'll, wind it real quick, kind of nervously, and lift it up to my ear to listen for the clicks to make sure that it's ticking. Then I'll go, I'm sorry I intruded. Maybe I should, get going.
Wait a minute. Are you conscious? Like, you're aware that you're here. And that this shouldn't be happening.
Should it not?
I'm just as confused as you are, Han. I've had this dream before. You know, it's a recurring thing. This is easily one of the worst days of my life.
Are you proposing that we're dreaming right now? Maybe I'm dreaming.
I mean, I think I am.
Well, this is both frightening and fascinating. I'm going to take something off of the table and drop it.
I think there's dishes set at the table, so you pick up a plate and you drop it on the floor and it shatters.
That was my mother's wedding china, but go ahead.
Sorry, and I'm going to reach down and examine the shatters.
So it does not look... Like, it looks way too uniform. Like, it seems almost as if Dorothy's imagination is pleased enough with it falling and shattering like it would in real life. And so this is close enough, and so it doesn't really need to be accurate, and it's just like these even pieces that are sitting there.
So when she says that it was her mother's china, does it also look like my mother's china?
No.
No. Yeah, I pick up a piece and hold it up into the light and kind of examine it.
It's just your run-of-the-mill, very normal, like it's nice, you know what I mean? Like, it's very nice diningware, but it's, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing special about it. But there's a lot of detail. You would imagine that this is probably something that is important to Dr. Greenbank.
I apologize. I've never had any sort of dream that has behaved like this. Usually I don't have control of myself. And I start to kind of examine the backs of my hands and in the palms and try to take in the situation and get any sort of faculties of myself.
You look exactly as you should.
And are you usually present in your dream?
This one usually just follows the script. I mean, it's never been like this. And Dorothy will reach out and, like, put a hand on Alfred's arm. And I'm assuming he feels real.
Yeah, absolutely. As real as you remember him.
And she will cross over to the kitchen door and open it.
There's nothing outside of the door.
Elliot is going to go over that way as well and sort of stand in the door frame and look outside.
Elliot, you see this long hallway with doors on either side, and it seems to extend to infinity. Dr. Greenbank, you would see that as well when Elliot gets near the doorway that you have open.
Does the hallway look familiar to me at all? Like the carpet and wallpaper or anything?
Not at all. Nope. It's very generic. It's just...
Does it look familiar to me?
No, it's like just very sterile white with these very just generic brown doors. Like they aren't even numbered. They look exactly the same, but they just extend into infinity, like I said.
Before we go on, we should check the front door. And I'm going to run over to the front door and open it and see what it has on that side.
The same thing?
I'm going to take a step out of the front door and into that hallway and say, what does it look like on your side when I do this?
So if you're going out the other one, you would see Elliot step out into the hallway, but maybe 100 feet down.
You just stepped out into the hallway from a different door, hon.
I mean, Elliot, if you looked down, you would probably hear it echoing from 100 feet, like in front of you.
Yeah, when I hear that, I definitely look over towards her from that new direction. And I kind of get a smile on my face, like this is exciting to him.
What do y'all want to do?
Elliot, come back into the kitchen.
Instead of going back through the door that I just left, I'm going to walk down the hallway towards the kitchen in the direction that she is.
Okay. Yeah, it's weird, because, like, your footsteps are just echoing, and you know what I mean? Like, just everything about this is just different, and the way that you're perceiving it is different from probably anything you've ever experienced before in your life.
Yeah, as I go, I'm going to touch the walls and some of these extra doors, including the doorknobs, but I'm not going to turn any of them yet. And as I get back to her, I'm like, this is fundamentally strange. We need to see where these other doors go to. Do you have anything to write on?
Not with me, no. Hold on a minute. And she'll walk over to, I'm assuming there's like the standard junk drawer in the kitchen.
If you're thinking of it, as soon as you open up that drawer, whatever you're looking for will be right there on the top.
Okay, so pen and paper.
Check to see if it works. Write your name. I've read that you can't see or perceive writing in your dreams.
Dr. Dorothy Greenbank. But she did read the letter.
You did? Correct.
I already read the draft letter.
He gets another big smile on his face, and he's like, this is phenomenal.
This is one of the worst days of my life.
But it's not actually that day. I couldn't have been here that day. It's clear now. I would have been probably 10 years old. No, this is a new day, and this is a phenomenon that's never been described before, and we need to take this time right now to do it.
And then you each wake up in your respective beds. Elliot, you find yourself strapped down to a bed in this like large log cabin that has like these curtains sort of separating where you're at, but you are not strapped down, actually. You are handcuffed both of your hands are handcuffed to the side of what now looks more like a medical bed, but you're definitely inside of like a log cabin as well. And Dorothy, you wake up in your hotel room.
Alfred? Elliot?
You're alone in your room at the Four Seasons. It's probably 6 a.m. It's, gonna get light soon.
I'd like to call the boarding house.
Okay. I think that you would call the Beaver Trading Post just because that would be the most likely somebody would answer, and it rings for a very long time before eventually you hear Jan's voice on the other end, and she goes, "Hello, Beaver Trading Post?"
Hi, this is Dr. Dorothy Greenbank. There's a man staying with you by the name of Elliot Holloway. Could I please speak to him or connect to his room? Please? Thank you.
Yeah, alright. Okay. Just hold on for a second. And she's gone for a while. Like, you're just kind of waiting for probably 15 minutes, and then she gets back on and she goes, "Well, he ain't answering his door. I don't know if he's sleeping real heavy like, but I pounded pretty loud, everybody else around him woke up and, well, they were none too happy. But it don't appear that he's here."
All right. Okay. Thank you, John.
No problem. And she'll hang up the phone. You would know that Dart stays here and that Ronnie doesn't live very far from here. So you could start there if you wanted.
She's gonna try to find Dart's room.
Yeah, because you guys all went and found Dart originally when you came to the Four Seasons yesterday. So yeah, you know where his room is. You go and you knock on the door. Dart, you were probably up playing pretty late, so, it's up to you how you want to deal with this.
I think it'll be a couple minutes of knocking, but Dart'll come to the door bleary-eyed, still wearing, the pants and the button-up shirt that he had on yesterday, like he just passed out in the performing clothes, and... Oh, shit. Oh.
It's Dr. Greenbank.
Oh. How do you do, Dr. Greenbank?
Well, when I tell you that I've been better. But anyway, so I think Elliot's missing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he wasn't sleeping here. He went back to the post, I think. Or up to the Beaver.
I know when I called the post, and he wasn't there.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he's got a phone in his room, so I don't think he would answer it.
No, I called and asked to speak to him, and Jan couldn't get him because he didn't answer his door. Now, I don't know about you, but academics aren't very heavy sleepers. And there was this thing last night where I thought I was dreaming, and then he was there. And I promise this is true. This is all true, alright? I sound insane.
You had a dream with Elliot? I think he's a married man.
No, it was a dream with my husband. And then Elliot was there. My husband, Alfred. And then Elliot showed up.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Was his wife there? In your dream?
I've never met his wife. How would I know what she looks like to imagine her in a dream? But here's the thing. I don't think it was a dream because I could read writing.
But then if it wasn't a dream, his wife still could have been there.
But she wasn't there.
Oh, yeah. But she could have been, is what I'm saying.
She could have been, but she wasn't.
Let me think about this for a second. Okay. You had a dream with your husband, then not a dream with Elliot, and now he's missing. Do you think maybe it's possible that maybe he and Nora reconciled last night? I didn't see him after the show at all.
Don't be vulgar. It's possible, but I just...
What do you mean, don't be vulgar? Reconciled isn't a vulgar word. What?
This is
They're
sticking
married,
in my
it's
head.
not... I'm saying maybe he's with her, you know.
It's just, this is insane. It was the day Alfred was drafted, and then Elliot was there. But we were there. This was not a dream, right? He broke a plate. I read. This was not a dream. This was an experience.
Alright. So do you have any idea where he might be then?
No, I don't.
How did he leave last night?
I drove him back to the trade post when Ronnie went to get his car.
And he seemed all settled in there? He didn't seem...
Yeah.
Oh. Alright, let's go get Ronnie and see. Maybe he saw something and just decided not to bring it up, though he's always talking. He probably would have, huh? Alright.
Alright, get dressed.
Yeah. Dart looks down and just starts buttoning up the buttons on his shirt. It's like, yeah, alright.
No, I need to get dressed too. Give 10 minutes. 15 minutes. We'll reconvene right here. Change clothes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sounds good. Yeah. Right here or like downstairs? Let's get coffee downstairs. Yeah,
okay.
10 minutes.
All right. Because this whole time it's just been like full like nighty robe curlers scarf like Dorothy has been full 50s sleeping this entire time.
Dart closes the door and goes back to sleep.
Oh, you douchebag.
So Dart, are you going to wake up in 15 minutes, or are you going to leave Dorothy down there holding 2 coffees by herself?
Yeah, he'll set his alarm clock and realize just how early it is and be like, motherfucker. And set his alarm for probably like 20 minutes before he shows up.
Okay, so yeah, Dart is a little bit late, but and he's still wearing the same clothes that he was before. But he is there, Dorothy.
Here's your coffee. Let's go. Come on. Make it snappy. Quick step. Let's go.
I'm going. Jesus. Lordy Lou. Dart's gonna chug his coffee and light up a cigarette as he follows her.
Okay, out to the car. I'm assuming it's like buried in snow or some shit.
No, it snowed last night, but it wasn't a tremendous amount. So you just have to kind of clear off the windshield and scrape it off a little bit, but it doesn't take you too long.
Okay, alright. Get in.
And Ronnie does not live far. You know, he is just down the road, maybe half a mile, and he lives in this 2-story farmhouse that, honestly, you wonder how he, afforded it, but he already told you that it's not his, so I guess there's that. But yeah, you make your way to Ronnie's house.
Alright, just walk up the stairs, knock, knock, knock.
Definitely no response. What time is it anyway?
Like 6:30.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, like, the sun is just coming up at this point.
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Dart tries the door to see if it's open.
It is.
Oh, definitely. And thankfully so, because it's cold as shit outside, because it's early in the morning, so it's like, -5, and the wind is blowing a little bit, so it's good to get inside where it's warmer.
Mr. Pinkerton!
There's nothing.
Oh my god.
Did you call ahead for his place too? Or did you just try to post?
I just tried the post.
Ah. Okay. You know where he sleeps?
No, I don't know where he sleeps.
I don't know, you seem closer than I am. I suppose we should make coffee then.
Yes.
I'm gonna start rummaging around in Ronnie's kitchen for coffee.
Yeah, I think that you're able to find a kettle to put on hot water and and some coffee beans and, the old-fashioned percolator and stuff.
This doesn't wake him up. I guess, a sharp smack to the top of the head will do it, or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good idea. You find him, and I'll make sure this doesn't burn. Okay, break.
Ronnie, where's your room in the house?
It's a farmhouse, and he's upstairs at the end of the hall.
Alright, would it be safe that Dorothy would assume that he's upstairs? Like...
Yeah, Wisconsin farmhouses. You know where the bedrooms would be.
Alright. Right at the end of the hall where the master bedroom is, pounding on the door.
Oh, it's open.
Oh my god. Alright, she walks in and just, and pokes his, leg. Just, she's standing at the foot of the bed.
Well, he's sleeping on the floor.
Oh.
Next to his bed. And you see him, he's wearing these, hand-knitted footy pajamas with a trap door in the back.
Ronnie. Ronnie. Pokes him with her foot again. Ronnie.
What?
Elliot's missing. Dart and I are downstairs making coffee. Get up.
Who's Elliot?
The Snowflake. Frosty. Whatever the hell you called him.
Frosty's missing?
Yes.
Who are you?
I'm Dr. Greenbank.
Oh. I think I must have blacked out. Where's my bed?
Right next to you, hon. I mean, judging by the footy pajamas, you must have had time to change before you blacked out. Unless you tended bar in them, which I don't remember.
No. I don't think my Nana would have approved. What's going on?
Frosty's missing. I brought Dart. We're downstairs. Your front door was unlocked, which, is a safety hazard. Don't do that. Some crazies might come in.
Hey, we were fishing through the garbages last night. I remember that.
We were. And I had this dream that I want to tell you guys about. Well, I don't think it was a dream. I think it was an experience. But I want to tell you about it all the same. So get up. You don't have to get dressed yet, but I'd appreciate it if you did, simply because I don't appreciate the trapdoor. And,
I'm going to check and make sure I didn't leave it open.
No, it's closed. Dr. Greenbank makes her way downstairs so you can get dressed and...
It's soiled but closed. We're just going to make that a thing with all of your characters.
You absolutely are not. I probably won't come down for at least 15 to 20 minutes.
All right, so I think that y'all are probably sipping on coffee for a while by the time Ronnie makes his way down.
Okay. Fresh as a... You made coffee.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get enough of it back at the hotel. Someone was in a real rush to meet with you.
Hey, that's all right. Hope you brewed enough for me.
No. I start pouring myself a second cup out of the clearly full percolator.
He's lying. Of course we did.
Vandamik, you son of a bitch.
I just mumble something unintelligible at you. I offer him a cigarette, too.
That is a good peace offering. I'm going to take him up on it and say, what'd you say about a dream?
So, I don't think this was a dream. This was an experience, right? I have a recurring dream about my husband getting drafted, which, actually happened, and I probably should talk to someone about that. But this is something that has been happening for a while, except this time it was different. This time, I could read the draft letter, which doesn't happen in dreams. I could sign my name, and Elliot was there.
Hey, how did you know where I live?
Of course I know where you lived. I dropped you off here.
Oh, that's right. Wait. You drove me to my car.
Well, I think that you guys followed each other back or something. It doesn't matter.
You never shut up. You know, as soon as you drove past your house, like on the way out to Pembine, you would have been like, "Hey, and there's my house." And
That's a super valid point, and that's absolutely what happened. Fuck you, Brian.
I gotta learn to keep my trap shut. Both of them.
So anyway, and Elliot was there this time. All right, and he broke a plate. So we know he was there. It was physical, right? And then we went out the door, and at first there was nothing, and then he walked up beside me, and then there was this hallway with a bunch of doors in it, and one led from the front room of my house in Marinette back into the hallway. All right? It was like a loop type situation.
I'm already lost. You can't break a plate in your dream?
I don't know. I've never tried. I'm just saying that this time it was physical. All right? We could do things that you can't really do in dreams. Read writing, etc.
So you dreamed about Elliot.
Jesus God.
No, she says it wasn't a dream there.
You had an experience with him.
Yeah, that's more accurate.
No.
Carry on.
That happened, and then I woke up, and he was not in my room with me, obviously, because he went back to the trading post. And then I called the trading post and tried to speak to him, and he wasn't there. And I don't... Something feels off.
Well, he couldn't have gotten far. He's on a bike.
No, exactly. And it's snowing.
So why'd you come here?
Well, because I couldn't exactly go to the police and say, oh, I had a dream about someone, and now they're missing. Or at least I think they're missing.
But you haven't gone and looking for Frosty yet?
No, I haven't gone looking for Frosty yet. That's why I got you guys.
Well, we should probably get a move on.
No time like the present.
I can't believe I say it, but I fully agree.
You know, I don't like this. I once knew a greaser back in New York who told me about a jazzy speakeasy that was in full swing. Something felt fishy about the situation, but I didn't want to be a wet rag, so I let him take me into the dark alley. And two-time and Crook had a couple of thugs waiting for me, and I lost 3 C-notes that night, so I've learned to listen to my gut. And unless I got a bad case of indigestion right now, which I probably have, it's telling me that something's wrong. And I don't like this.
Well, first of all, exactly, and second of all, how are you old enough to know what a speakeasy is? I barely remember Prohibition, and I was in my 20s.
Hey, they had dozens of them still in New York, up and running. They left over from the good old days.
I think those are just called bars. And also, I don't believe you've ever had 3 C-notes on you, to be honest.
Yeah, I made some good money back in New York.
Alright, just drink some coffee for your indigestion and let's get going.
Alright, so you pile into Dorothy's car, which is parked behind your car, Ronnie,
Fuck you.
because it's in your driveway. Smell what I'm stepping in? That your car's there? You know what I mean? That spot that you keep shoveled so you can park your car in that area.
It's parked.
That's where it is.
It's parked sideways in there somehow, but it's in there.
Yeah, it's super weird. It's going to be really hard to get it out of there, but yeah, it's there for sure.
Fast and Furious, Manitowoc Drift.
The second time I've wanted to rage quit today.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, so you start making your way towards Pembine, and we will cut to Elliot. Elliot, can you please make me a sanity roll?
So I rolled a 7, and 20 is my sanity, so that's under.
All right.
Correct? Yeah.
Yep, so you'll take half damage from this. So you will
Okay.
take 4 points, which will turn to 2 sanity damage.
2 sanity damage. Alright.
But yeah, you're in this like kind of makeshift like doctor's office type thing. And like I said, you're handcuffed to the bed at this point. You have a bunch of blankets on you. Like, you're still kind of cold. Like, your joints just ache a little bit at this point. But you kind of look at your fingertips and whatnot, and most of the color has sort of returned to them. And then the
Well, if I
curtain will
have
open
blankets
up.
on
Oh, go ahead.
and I'm handcuffed to the bed, I wouldn't be able to see my fingerprints or see my fingers to see if they...
Fair enough. But you flex them and you can feel that, the feeling is starting to come back. But anyway, the curtain will open up and you'll see this maybe 50-year-old gentleman. He's got a big bushy mustache and short cropped hair, and he's got a stethoscope around his neck, and he walks in and he goes, how you feeling?
I feel awful. Still kind of cold. What happened? I was just having a very, very odd dream. And am I bound to the bed?
Well, yep. You came in with an acute hypothermia, and then that there sheriff in the other room, he seems to think that you might have murdered some folks.
Wait, the man, what, is he okay? I found a body in the snow. I followed the tracks.
Oh, no, he's not okay at all.
Oh my god.
Severe lacerations all over his body. I mean, we're talking, this man was butchered.
Said it's starting to come back to me now. Yes, I remember I heard a noise late in the night, and I went out to figure out what it was. Are you writing this down? I'm sure you need to take a statement.
I mean, I'm not a police officer. I'm your doctor, Dr. Rick Wagner, and he'll reach out, and then he'll say, "Oh, right, anyway, most folks around here call me Okie. I'm from Oklahoma."
In present situation, I guess, temporarily excluded. Nice to meet you. Is the sheriff near? I would really like to speak to him, if at all possible.
Yeah, I can go and fetch him for you. I've been trying to convince him that there ain't enough blood on you for type of damage that was done to that man in, small towns, not a whole lot of folk to look at stuff, so brought the body here and I inspected it, and I do not see how you would have so little blood on you if you did it, but that sheriff, he seems pretty hell-bent on bringing you in, so.
Well, I assure you that I didn't, but I would like to speak to him all the same. Thank you.
Good luck. And he'll go out the curtain, and he'll be gone for maybe 20 minutes, and then the curtain will open again, and you would see the sheriff. He doesn't have on that large sort of fur bomber cap on that he, with the flapped ears and stuff that he did the last time that you saw him. You would imagine that he's probably been indoors for a while, and he's just in his standard uniform, no jacket or anything like that, and he doesn't have any hair on top of his head except for a few wisps, and he looks at you and he says, things aren't looking good for you there, Mr. Holloway, right?
Holloway, yes. We met yesterday morning at the resort.
Oh, yeah, I remember you. So, what happened last night?
So, after I returned home and was doing my nighttime reading, I heard something outside, and it being so late, I went to investigate. It sounded like somebody was walking through the deep snow. And I did find tracks. It must have been a block later, maybe two. I found a huddled mass in the snow, and I went to investigate. And when I came upon it, there was blood everywhere, and that's the last thing I remember. I believe I might have fainted from the shock of it.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the thing here, pal. You were found, in front of a house near where the body was, banging on the door like a crazy person. Don't know how long you were out in the cold, but you were out there a mighty long time, and I gotta bring somebody in for this. And you were there, You were nearby, you were up, you were out in the cold for God knows how long with no jacket on, and I mean, what are you doing, feller? Like, tell me why I shouldn't bring you back to the jail and let the attorneys figure it all out.
Well, for one, there's the presumption of innocence. I had nothing on me. I was not well equipped for that kind of situation. I had no motive. Anyways, none of that exactly matters. You said you pulled up when I was knocking on the door. I was trying to inform them of what I found.
Yeah, you passed out again after, pounding on the door and had given, Miss Mary a big fright.
I assure you, I'm frightened as well. And I tried to explain to you yesterday morning. There's something going on here in this town. I'm a researcher by training. I investigate scientific matters.
So you're telling me there's some sort of science-y thing causing all this chaos, and it's killing people now.
I'm sorry to hear that the man had died, but science is about discovering science-y things. It's about solving mysteries and figuring out a natural way to describe them.
He'll reach into a pocket and he'll pull out a cigarette and he'll offer you one.
Yes. Well, I would like I guess my pipe is back at the boarding house. Yes, I'd like one. Thank you.
He comes over and he unlocks the cuffs off of your right hand, and he'll hand you a cigarette, and he'll hold out his Zippo and light it for you, and then he'll put his lighter back, and he'll sit down in the chair next to your bed, and he'll take a few drags, and he'll say, "Here's the thing. We've had a lot of people dying around here lately, and it's not always, the normal things. It's not just folk falling through the ice and getting attacked by something, getting too close to a bear's cubs or, the like. But, I mean, that man there, we don't even know his name yet. He's unidentifiable,
That's uncomfortable to hear. It's not the reason I came here, but since I've been here, I've met some people. Dr. Dorothy Greenbank, and she filled me in on some of these disappearances, and she is a scientific researcher herself and has her own ideas on what could possibly be causing these things.
Oh yeah, I've talked to Dr. Greenbank a few times before. She's mostly coming to have us, deal with people who are messing with the equipment and whatnot, because let's be honest, most folks think she's a bit... And he'll make the circular motion around with his index finger pointing towards his brain.
Right. Pardon, do you have an ashtray?
He'll kind of look around and he'll grab this stainless medical tray and he'll set it next to you.
Okay, it's like a chamber pot or bedpan or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. I kind of shrug as he hands it to me, and I put it over there and start ashing in it. Thank you. What I'm getting at is these things, they might not be as simple as murders like you may think. And I think you might need more instrumentation, perhaps people that are trained in doing this type of detective work. The more resources you could get, the better likelihood there is of these things getting solved.
So what? I'm supposed to call the FBI?
Isn't that what they're there for?
He kind of like gives you a like shocked look, almost like he didn't really think of that. I mean, I suppose I could make a few calls. I'm not even sure how I go about doing that, to be honest with you.
I'm willing to help you in any way that I can. I mean, this is an odd occurrence, and I'm planning on staying in town for a while, so...
Alright, here's the thing, then. I'm gonna make my way back to Marinette, okay? I'm gonna take your cuff off, and so long as you promise me that you're gonna be, well, where are you staying at?
I'm staying at the, boarding house right next to the, trading post. The beaver trading post.
Oh, John's place, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So you promise me you're still going to be staying there, the next few weeks here or so. I'll head back, see what I can dig up, and if the attorneys say I should arrest you, I'm sorry, but, my hands are tied.
My hands are literally tied, so, yes, we're in the same boat here.
He'll kind of laugh, and he'll take out the key, and he'll undo the other set of cuffs.
And I'll kind of rub my wrist to kind of, get the blood flowing.
Be careful, because being outside late at night when it's cold is going to be, real bad for you. So try to avoid that in the future, okay?
Yes, it's one thing I've discovered myself. Apparently my research didn't prepare me for that. If you don't mind, I can go through my story again. I know that's usually customary in these sort of things. I can go as in-depth as you'd like.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, he'll pull out another cigarette and he'll hand it to you, and he'll pull out a notepad and he'll start scribbling down as you recount the story to him. And maybe 30 minutes later, I would say, you're done with him like asking questions and going back and forth and things like that. And so then he'll get in his vehicle and drive off. And what would you like to do? You can leave at any point. You would imagine that if you'd like to head back to the boarding house or whatever, you can.
Yeah, so I'm I'm still in just like boots and bed flannels and stuff like that, probably. So Dr. Wagner.
Yes, sir.
Would you mind if I use your phone?
Do what you gotta do there, feller. And he'll motion towards the phone that's sitting on the desk out in the waiting room.
Yeah, I'm gonna call the resort, and yeah, I'm gonna ask for if Ronnie Pinkerton is in today.
You will get the front desk, and it'll be...
Hello, Four Seasons. This is Missy.
Hello, Missy. Is Ronnie working today at the bar?
Oh no, it's far too early for that.
Oh yes, forgive me. Tell you what, would I remember what room that Dart was staying in?
207.
Could you connect me to room 207, please, Vandermeek?
Oh, you mean the band leader? He already left this morning with a lady.
I cover the receiver on the phone. Dr. Wagner, how far away are we from the trading post?
Half a mile.
I take my hand back off the receiver. That'll be fine. I'll try back later. Thank you.
Okay, have a good rest of your day.
And she'll hang up.
Yeah, and he hangs up and he breathes out like a big deep breath. Which way up the street is it?
He'll walk with you out onto the porch, and he'll just point down the street, and then say, "And you'll just have to take a right down there."
Thank you. I should be able to make it that far without hypothermia kicking in.
Yeah, just keep it at a jog or something, get the blood pumping. And he'll kind of smirk at you.
Thank you, Doctor.
No problem. You stay safe there, feller.
Yeah, and I start, doing my hands real fast and then breathing into them to kind of warm them up, and then I'll start jogging that way.
Okay, so, Dr. Greenbank, as you're driving into Pembine, you start to approach the Beaver Trading Post, and you look out and you can see somebody in pajamas and a flannel that is, kind of briskly jogging down the sidewalk and, rubbing their hands together, and you're almost positive it's Elliot.
She goes, Is that? And I just imagine, Ronnie and Dart are just, sleeping in the back seat. And she just, hits the back of the driver's seat, and she goes, Guys, boys, hey.
Aww.
What?
Almost got a kiss.
Is that Elliot?
Yeah, I would recognize the car, too, especially when it kind of slams on brakes. And I kind of stop jogging and kind of wave and then kind of shrug.
Hey there, stranger.
Hello. Sorry you have to see me like this.
We've all been there.
It's been a very interesting morning. And apparently last night, too.
At least your trap was shut. Hey, Frosty, you better get in. You catch a cold.
Yes, I'm earning my moniker today.
You look worse than the day I first saw you.
Yeah. I step inside the vehicle and start, trying to warm my hands again.
We were looking for you, hon. Where were you?
Dart offers him a cigarette.
Well, apparently last night I stumbled across another slain person. Not only a block from up where I'm staying. I heard something during the night. I went out to investigate, and I found this body, and then must have passed out or something, and then woke up, and I tried to alert the authorities. I went up to the closest house that I could find, but apparently the shock was too much, and I wasn't making sense. And long story short, I woke up in the clinic there, and I was being detained by the police and being treated by Dr. Wagner.
Another victim to the shotgun bears.
Well, that does explain the blood under your fingernails, but you said there was a body?
Yes, unfortunately, he didn't make it, or at least that's what I was told by the sheriff and the doctor. Also, apparently it was mangled up bad enough that they could not identify the soul.
So one weird thing about that for you, Elliot, though, is you, when you turned the body over, could have swore that it was the wise guy that you saw, but now the sheriff is telling you that that it was mangled beyond recognition, and you definitely remember that detail from last night. It probably just hits you right now.
That's odd. Now that I think about it, I remember seeing a face. Oh my god, Ronnie. I think it was one of your coworkers.
There's some kind of gag, Frosty. I don't think I see the humor.
It's one of the big guys that they were over by the bar right before the thing happened that one night.
You're not talking about Robbie. Jay Robertson from the bar that night? He was one of the late stayers.
I think that might have been him.
The big guy.
I've learned so many names. The big guy, yes.
You know, we had a lot to drink that night. Maybe you're misremembering.
I hope so.
I don't know anybody that would want to pop Robbie. And believe me, I would know. I hear things.
Well, I mean, he was kind of a prick.
Sure, but not enough to kill the guy.
That wasn't the only strange thing that happened last night either. In fact, it may have been this morning. It's hard to place, but I had a very, very peculiar dream.
Not you too. Would you call it more of a dream or more of an experience?
I don't dream much, so I would assume this is a dream. However, it was, I believe they call it lucid dreaming.
According to Greenbank here, you should have tried to break a plate. That would tell you.
I did break a plate.
No kidding.
Exactly what I did.
What are the odds?
Dr. Greenbank, I believe I was in your home.
You were.
With your husband. I believe his name is
Alfred.
Alfred?
Yeah.
Oh my god. And the plate, it was your mother's.
Yes.
Say, Greenbank, that funny feeling's coming back to my stomach again.
When I opened the back door, we were on a beach.
A beach?
Yes. Somewhere tropical.
No, we were in the hallway. There was a hallway, remember? And you went through the front door.
You did see it. It was a hallway. There were thousands of doors. It went on forever.
It did, and
we split the doors. You stood by one, I went out another. And then I exited another door in the hallway. As if they were connected.
Uh-huh.
Jesus, cold. Do you mind taking me by my room? I would very much like to get dressed.
Not at all, sweetheart.
Washington, Valley Forge, bit it cold, but I'm spoke George, do-do, do-do-do-do. Take your lips and do your duty, everybody calls me cutie. Paul Revere and his midnight ride, all throughout the town he cried, do-do, do-do-do-do. Shake my hand and call me Max, I have a charge account to sax. His ukulele daily, how he strums it, bums it, dancing and prancing. He hollers black bottom, crazy words, crazy tunes. He'll be driving me crazy soon with that do-do-do, do-do-do-do, da-hoo.
The Devil's Antlers is a Time to Die podcast network production. Find all of our shows at timetodierpg.com. If you would like to support us financially, you can pledge any amount of money at patreon.com/timetodierpg or make a one-time donation at ko-fi.com/timetodierpg. We have merchandise at sonerdwear.com/timetodie, and if you use the discount code TIMETODIE at checkout, you'll get 10% off your entire purchase. The ukulele music you're hearing right now is by Charlotte Pelgen. Find her at charlottepelgen.com, or her social media links are available in the description of this episode. She just released a brand new album, and you should definitely check it out if you like early era swing and jazz music. You can find all of our social media accounts, as well as those of our players, in the episode description. Our crew for this show was Tim Demuse, Chris Riley, Aubrey Gray, Eric Patt, and I'm Brian Bridges. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time for more of The Devil's Antlers.
Henry, in that speech, what a famous speech, cried, give me liberty or black bottom. You all heard yesterday, what did President Coolidge say? Vote-o-dio, vote-o-do-dio, vote-o-dio, vote-o-do-dio, vote-o-dio, vote-o-do-dio.